Nice.
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 So we were just at the pub.
As you do.
Because we went to see Gran-Gran's grave, and I haven't been there since she was buried, apart from when Jamesy was buried, her husband. And that was 13 years ago. Funny, they're my lucky numbers. That's my lucky number, 13. Bit of a thing for 3 anyway, but went there after 13 years, and I brought her favourite food, which was dumplings and plantain and macaroni pie and some water, some incense. I got her a romance incense for her and her husband, and I got her a rose quartz, a selenite, and as Stas went to go and fill up the little water bowl, I just had a little private conversation with her and just said, I miss you, and I wish that I could hug you, and I wish that I saw, had her in my life, knew that I could be an adult with a Gran. And then there were these glass jars, and a wind gust went over this glass jar and it just went, it was so crazy. Stas actually experienced it once. It was, as I said, I wish I could hear your voice, I wish I could feel you. It just went, it was so mad. Anyway, we go to the pub and we speak to this guy called Nigel, and
Hold tight Nigel.
And
an artifact type.
And I was saying how I loved
we were talking about just how we're both into our house looks like, well, we want it to look eventually like an artifact, like antique museum, because we just love our ancient Buddhist stuff, ancient African stuff, so anything that has history and culture and it's old.
Ancient African tribal masks and stuff like that. And so he was like, wait there, goes, I don't even know where he went.
Went back to his house.
He just disappeared and just came back with all of this incredible stuff
that we obviously purchased.
Look at that.
So this is a mask from the 1850s that I broke.
And it's a woman, so he explained it. So this is the hair. This is a hair that they do, and this is the bird of wisdom. Turn to the side. This is the bird of wisdom going into. Do you need to focus it? Is that right?
There we go. Focusing on the
This
bird.
is the bird of wisdom. This has the eyes and the jaw of the baboon to display strength. But this is a woman. This is meant to be a woman who has these.
Who run the world in the back of the day, girls.
So.
Bang bang. So yeah, so we chased this lovely little friend.
Stas managed to break it.
Stas managed to, as always, break something from the 1850s. This has managed to last and survive 150 years, and in my possession, it manages to last it was broken before I even bought it. Put it that way.
So this is a tukaluchi, which is a
Trying to make sure we've been trying to keep this focus for the last 5 minutes, which is why we're.
No, I think we can move it because
okay.
the exposure's high enough.
Cool.
So this is a tukaluchi. These are demons that basically protect your house from other demons.
Think of them like vaccines. Do you know how vaccines you give you a little bit of something bad and it saves your body from being infected by the full problem?
And they are protecting our home from demons that don't want to protect us. Anyway, so
Ain't got a choice now though.
when we were stood at Gran-Gran's grave, I had introduced her formally to Stas. I had said, this is the man I'm going to marry, this is my wonderful partner, and this is who's going to be my husband. And you said, it's a pleasure to meet you, Yvonne, Jamesy, who's my step-granddad. And I introduced him formally. Then, is it on focus still?
Yeah, on focus.
So then, he picks something out of his bag and he goes, This is what a grandmother gives to her granddaughter on her wedding day. Go to the pub and
get a wedding gift from my grandma.
Get a wedding gift from my grandma. Oh my god. And I had a feeling something like amazingly crazy would happen, but I thought no, like whenever you try to like think about it with foresight.
Whenever I try to convince her to go to the pub, she's like, I'm not gonna go. This time she decided to come with me.
And I decided to go.
So maybe you come with something then.
But I was so, and do you remember I said,
like, I was like, let's go, and you're like, no, let's stay.
Do you want to go? And I said,
no,
do you know what, I actually really don't want to go. And I never say that.
Good job you said that, because then they took a
otherwise they wouldn't have got these. You were like, should we go? You want to watch fucking Love Island?
No, I just wanted to get home. I just didn't want to have another pint. I've only had one home.
You wanted to watch Love Island?
Not at all.
And I was like, no, for some reason I really want to stay. How mad. Anyway, so yeah.
I want to get something better.
This is what a grandmother, and he looked at me and he was like, this is what a grandmother gives to her granddaughter on her wedding day. And I just went, and I said, I went to my grandma's grave for the first time in 13 years today and introduced her to the man I'm going to marry, and then you just give me this. I'm not done. This story's not done.
It gets better.
It gets better. So I'm sat there just
speechless.
Mind fucking blown. I'm overwhelmed with the feeling of like, this is from my gran. This is from my fucking gran. Let's just put it down, Angel. Please.
Plan. But plan. But plan.
But monkey.
But plan.
Oh my god, you gotta see what that looks like. Wait, listen to this. Like, try and be angry with me.
Okay.
But plan. But plan. But monkey.
That is so good. Because he has a baboon, she's got a baboon's face as a little monkey.
But please. Okay.
Good. It's so good, Clara.
I know, it's
I almost don't want to hang it up so we can keep doing this all the time.
Oh, it's got a little hook.
Yeah, it's got a little
Oh, it's got a fucking hook. Okay, treat this. So, anyway,
so sorry for damaging you, ancient grape.
So when I was by my grand's grave, I was just suddenly overwhelmed with emotion, and it felt sort of like everything which I have had to deal with over the past 13 years just surfaced, and I just suddenly felt it all in a very big way. And I'm a type of person who will blame myself for stuff rather than blame everyone else. Like, I sort of beat myself up about stuff rather than assigning blame to everyone. And in my head...
Big kiss in the sky for you, Blaine.
Or is it a big Y because her name's Yvonne?
Almost, yeah. Almost, yeah, because the right hand side's fading almost.
No, thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Venus is right there, shining bright. Anyway, so yeah, I just had this just a big flux of emotion and sadness and loneliness, and just wishing that my gran was there for me to snuggle with, and wishing that I could smell her and just, have my gran back just for a minute. And I had my hands on the grave, on the grass. And I heard her voice in my head. I just heard her voice over and over again saying, "You're a good girl." She had a beautiful Bayesian accent. Just over and over again in my head, "You're a good girl, you're a good girl, good girl." And the man that gave me this, he goes, "So I want you to put this by whatever eye is better, your left or your right eye, so then whenever you catch it in your eye, whenever you see it," what was it he said?
You think good girl.
You think good girl.
Like, why would he? But also, put the one together. Why would a demon guarder look? Why would you look at his thing? And even he got creeped out when he thought about what he said.
He was like, "I don't know why I said that."
He'll have to leave.
He said, "I don't know why I said that," and he walked out the pub and was like, "I'm getting freaked out." Because I don't know why I said that. Because he literally said to me, "Whenever you look at it, whenever you put it on your dressing table, so whenever you catch it in your eye, you think good girl."
And at that point, Clara was done.
I just...
Yeah, you lost your head for a second, haven't you? She was going all the way home, she was going, ah!
I just can't believe it. It's fucking. I just can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it. That was Gran. And he was like, I don't know why I said that. He's like, what was it he said? He was like, what was it he said?
I don't remember the next bit, but I just remember.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't know where that came from. I don't know why I said that. Something like that. Every time you look at it, he was like, you're scaring me now. I'm getting freaked out. I mean, we both were just stood there, just holding hands, and me and this antique dealer who I've never met before were just like, what the fuck?
Good news is I can go to the pub more often now.
Yeah, so now I can go to the pub because the pub brings these blessings from my ancestors.
I love that pub.
And I also I want to say thank you to Dr. Kanholi, who's the astrologer who told me that I have this connection waiting to be established with my ancestors. It was because of him that I went and I reconnected with my gran. It's because of him. And so I just want to say thank you to my doctor of the stars for telling me that, because I wouldn't have done it and I wouldn't have established this, and I needed this right now. I've always taken the blame or felt responsible, or I've let the weight of the world lay heavy on my shoulders for long enough now, because I didn't have an easy upbringing, childhood, whatever, and felt, kind of like a nuisance for having been born in many ways. And I'm finally understanding that that's not the case. That's not the case. I'm not a nuisance. My mum wasn't stressed out and tired because I'd been born. She was stressed out and tired because of, all the other things that were happening to her and whatever. And I needed to hear Grand's voice telling me, you're a good girl. And he gave this to me for free as a present.
Too dark to see, but it's got a little nail. I said they're interesting because you can't really. There's like a surrealist kind of.
Yeah, and I did your nails today. How funny! I did your nails today, and I haven't done them in so long, and I've been begging you to let me do your nails. And this thing
because she likes doing my nails, not because I don't cut my nails regularly enough.
Both of those things. R.I.P. Gran. R.I.P. Jamesy. I love you so much. I'll see you again one day. Oh fuck me! Don't break it anymore. Fuck.